The Proto-Semitic Allah Bernadine tells us was a black dog represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere, but you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it, if you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabs Negroes, which first is El, but somehow some way becomes Allah, but that's up to y'all, that's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical King's Seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the King Hezekiah, and here we have an Ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masriya in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine. What's up, Senuhana Senuti, Tiran Isha Kandugu Kemet? I hope you're doing well. Can you tell me if you can hear me nice and, can you hear me well, brothers and sisters? Andrea Brinet was already there when the intro was playing. I decided to use my mobile phone. Don't want to, pull out the computer. I've been with you for 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes at most. Oh, thank you, Andrea Brunet, for the super sticker. That's what's up. Please tell me if you can hear me.
Now, for those who don't know, only the members can post in the chat. Here's the link to join. Well, you might have to copy and paste the link because I didn't put a space after the column. Well, you know what? I'm going to the app then to listen to it. Bear with me. Well, on my end, it sounds good. Now, for those who haven't seen Saneta's latest live stream, I encourage you that you have a look because our brother Sekou gave all the xenophobes a piece of the action. Thank you, Andrea Bennett. Sure, yes, I can hear you. And Nikki Willie also says yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for all of those who are members, subscribers of the show. Oh, we have Michelle as well. I can hear you. It's the morning rush hour in my house now, so I have to just listen. You sound great. Thank you very much. Thank you for being supporters of this channel. You know, some don't know, but I've been doing this for 18 years. And as a matter of fact, on April, it will be 19 years. Now, for those who just arrived, Sekou, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, you know. It's very kind of you. I ain't gonna be like some people who act like a $5 donation is not good enough. Every donations are welcome. 99 cents is welcome. $1 is welcome. $2 is welcome. If if just 10% of my subscribers will donate $1 a month, I'll be able to just share the information full time. But I have to do the 9 to 5, and I don't say that, you know, so anybody feels sorry for me. I'm on lunch time. I'm on lunch break right now. You see, but it's up to the people. We'll see how it goes. Now, what I know is that there's been some adversity, some adversaries. And as some of you know already, I had to start from scratch several times, lost thousands of subscribers. But the main thing I want to say, brothers and sisters, is if you have time, some of you take public transportation. It might be the train, the bus, or you might even catch some Uber or, you know, they have a system here in Europe where you share a ride, you know, you have an app for that, you see. So Sekou gave them a piece. He gave all the xenophobes a piece of the action. Cool, calm, and collected. And it's amazing to hear those people who don't seem to realize that they are xenophobic. They are xenophobes. They don't have much respect for Sekou. Just like they don't have much respect for non-African Americans, particularly Africans. And Sekou has so much logic and common sense, and those guys are so fake. They're only blinded by hate. And I realized that it was not just hate for Jabari, but also for the fact that Jabari stands for the African tradition. You know? They want to act like Sekou fled his country, and he came here to paradise. He's not even, well, he's in he's in North America, but he's not in the United States in America. That's for starter. And Sekou told them, you know, why is it that, you know, a white man, when he goes to some African country and he lives there, it's not a problem. Those guys just have talking points. They just have talking points. Sekou by himself could handle all these little homies, all these people by himself. With equal time, he would just eat them alive. Those guys are defeated. Hold on. Did the popo pass? It's a sting operation, yo. Hold on, I'll get back to you. It's a sting operation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were waiting for me. It's time now. Yeah, it's him. It's him. Punk mofo. Yeah. Yeah, it's him right there. Yeah, him. Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't do it without me, right? I had to be there for you to do your job. Anyway, where was I? Before I was interrupted by 5-0. Equal time. Sekou will eat them alive. It's pitiful. It's pitiful, man. As a matter of fact, didn't you hear Reggie say that he doesn't respect Sekou? Didn't you hear that? Just listen to it. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And it doesn't surprise me. I mean, now they are openly expressing their sentiment, and they are making weird talking points. Weird talking points. And it's sad because I address it every now and then. The majority of the people who support me, they are from America. The majority of people who support me are African Americans. But unfortunately, some people living in America have an elitist mentality. America, the United States of America, usually have that elitist mentality anyway. They usually feel like they are the most powerful people on the planet Earth, that they set the stance, that they set the trend. And some people happen to live there and who don't have much power indeed are taking on these traits. And they have all that smoke for Africans. They have all that smoke for several foreigners, but they don't have that smoke for the European. You see, Nicky Willie wrote, they ganged up on him and he took them down one by one and never lost his cool. Sekou. He never lost his cool. They were interrupting him one after the other, making these whack talking points that they never made for Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ben, Dr. Diop, Dr. Obenga, you name it. It's so pitiful, man. What I wonder is how long did they have these sentiments? How long did they have this sentiment? What about Reggie's elders? Notably Professor Smalls and Leonard Jeffries. I mean, all those statements that have been made publicly lately, we don't hear anything. Sarnetta, if you hear these, brother, feel free to ask them. I'm not giving you instruction. But if you have the opportunity, it might be interesting to find out what the opinion of Professor Smalls and Professor Jeffries are. I'm curious. So is it to the point where as long as somebody has a certain age, then he can make xenophobic statements? Since when was it cool? Since when was it cool? I'm not even sure they are realizing how xenophobic they are sounding. I'm not even sure they realize how xenophobic they sound. They don't have respect for Sekou. Ultimately, they don't have much respect for Africans. Among all migrants, all humans worldwide, sometimes they will have similar sentiments towards Caribbeans, but there's a closer proximity. And really, in their mind, the African is at the bottom. Sekou made it clear he's doing business. He owns properties. He owns farmland. Then the way somebody responded to Sekou is as if he was being sarcastic, like he doesn't believe him. So an African man cannot travel. Traveling, traveling is exclusive to a certain group of people now. Oh man, I mean, what we're hearing now, they've placed the wrong bet. Now look at this. Nikki Willie wrote, the hate is consuming them all. It's pitiful. Exactly. And people have been telling them, one person particularly, an elder. Every day people tell him. And at one point, when you tell the same person the same thing for several years, what can you do? What else can you do? We're not going to waste our lifetime. I mean, it's serious, man. They've placed their bet on a female cat because they were not even ready to face their opponent. So they've sent the pound. All the female cat had to do was to show up and present whatever it was, and they would have claimed victory. They even had the nerve after the no-show to act like Jabari was running. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Desperate, man. The Dagger Squad is dead. You have some people who've been Dagger Squad for years, and when you ask them now, they'll be like, oh, no, it wasn't Dagger Squad. I was just cool with him. But go back a few weeks, they were representing for Dagger Squad hard. That's what happens when you put neophytes in the forefront. You can't go from credit repair to Black history and want to holler at the top people. That's what happens when you try that. There's levels to this. So now they are focusing on xenophobia. They don't respect Sekou. It's clear. It's clear and obvious. But they don't have that smoke for the European, do they? See, at one point, Sekou had to school them. The people who are in America, running America, they come from many regions. Of Irish people, British people, Italian. You have all sorts, people coming from all different kind of areas. Don't you remember, brothers and sisters, before the debate, how they were saying, we're from West Africa? Don't you remember? Because of their love for the Abrahamic belief system that their former slave masters have introduced them to. So they hate and commit because in their mind, ancient Egypt is a land of evil. They enslaved the Hebrews. That's what's going on in their mind. So they were set tripping with geographic location. Oh, no, we're not from Kemet. We're from West Africa. Now they're not even talking that West Africans talk now. The hypocrisy. And not the why they were false claiming West Africa. I've been telling you, they don't practice anything that has to do with West Africa. It's just a talking point. Don't people have the right to follow Kemet and follow Ma'at? Is it forbidden? Brothers and sisters, haven't you noticed on the whole planet Earth, who are the people trying to defer Black folks from getting into Kemet and Ma'at? Haven't you noticed who's doing it the most? Is it people of European descent who does it the most? Or is it Black people doing the most? And which group of Black people particularly? Isn't that amazing? Is there a law that says that it is forbidden? Do you see what a belief system can do to you? See, in the 80s, they could have claimed so many things. The time have changed now. When people say something, it can be fact-checked quickly. Quick. You get a fact check with the quickness. And their so-called teaching don't hold any weight no more. So we can rejoice and celebrate while witnessing the weakness of these xenophobes. Haven't you noticed that the people who teach the Africans are living a jungle life, the Africans are not civilized, the black people are mocked and cursed and disfigured because they rebelled against God? They don't get any heat, they don't get any smoke. Haven't you noticed that? You've seen, no, some of you are going to act like you haven't seen the tape. We have 27 people online. It's what, 7:30 in New York, right? MCs act like they don't know. Somebody who's telling you to your face that you are mocked and disfigured, that your physical appearance is the essence of ugliness. Haven't you noticed they don't get any smoke? That's how much they have disdain for Africans. That's how much they have disdain for Africa. They prefer to follow and honor and respect somebody that tells them that they are ugly. That is mental illness. You have on one hand Africans who open their arms, who are ready to build with them, but because they feel superior solely based on their geographic location, they will reject the open arms of the African and embrace somebody that's going to tell them that they are ugly, mocked, and disfigured. We have 32 people online. MCs act like they don't know. Let me play it now.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you're so busy frying it. That's why you're so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
And if you bring that to them, they will say things like, "Oh, that's not the topic. Oh, that's not the subject. Oh, we're not on that. We're not talking about that. Oh, we talk about that another time." What about priority? What about priorities? Brothers and sisters, do you know that recently I have shared this link on some Facebook pages, on some TikTok pages, Instagram pages, black pages, black information pages, black news pages, and they have deleted my post? Did you know that, brothers and sisters? We have to learn to be selective. There are certain people that you cannot mess with, you cannot roll with, let's say. If you're not selective and you're too weak, it's going to backfire at you. You see? Toussaint Louverture, I don't know why he agreed to go and meet the French without some people with him. Malcolm X was offered it. He said that Bumpy Johnson, who used to run Harlem, offered his services, offered his help. He offered to take care of Malcolm's opponent. Malcolm declined. If Malcolm didn't decline, he might be still alive. He might still be alive today. We need to learn from the mistakes of the past. When you have people who for years have displayed that they are xenophobics, that they are xenophobic, what more do you want? Nikki really wrote, they hate Sekou and anyone who's supposed to bury. It is true. Michelle Grant wrote, I've never heard this before I found you. That is because the so-called conscious community is cool with that and sweeping this under the rug, just like they are sweeping Karenga torture and Kwanzaa under the rug. Karenga torture and Kwanzaa, my mistake. Karenga torturing black women under the rug. They are sweeping Karenga torturing black women under the rug. They are sweeping Karenga plagiarizing the Jewish holiday Hanukkah under the rug. Wild Funk wrote, let's get right into it, Shaka. We don't need the extended intro. I didn't put the extended intro today. Wild Funk reacted, listen to this man. He added he irons hair every day. Wild Funk says our father was a Pakistani Muslim. Father Muhammad was most likely from Pakistan/India. Paul Guthrie was right. Many of you haven't seen Get on Board the Wheel. It's on YouTube. Get on Board the Wheel. Fard Muhammad came from India. Wab Funk wrote, it's not the nation of Islam, it's the nation of Pakistani Muslims. Before Fard Muhammad, you had the Ahmadiyya Muslims, Ahmadiyya movement. And one of their main guy was said to be the Mahdi, which is kind of equivalent to a Messiah, Christos, but arrivé there. So they will accept anti-black teaching like the one we've heard, and Pan-Africans don't have any criticism towards this teaching. Where are the Pan-Africans? What are the Pan-African organizations? We have some people who are xenophobic, expressing their xenophobia publicly. And it's not from yesterday. Why don't they speak out? If anything is dead, it's not Kemet, it's Pan-Africanism. How are you going to have organizations that represent 4 Africans worldwide, and yet they don't criticize what we heard? In the name of what? Because you come from this place and you have money? Those guys that Sekou was having a dialogue with, Just picture some people of European descent make the same statements. That's what it sounded like to me. They want Sekou to be quiet and move out somewhere else. They want him out of the way. That's what they want. What is their doctrine? What do they stand for? How are you going to be an atheist and you roll with a Christian apologist? They have the right to. They can do any melting pot they want. You heard Chris MVP Harris? Put everything, you shake it. There you go. People are free. You see, Michelle Grant wrote, never heard about Kwanzaa either before I found you. Many people still celebrate Kwanzaa. The elitist mindset. Oh, it's from that geographic location, so it's okay. What more? I mean, he doesn't get any worse than that. The killing of black folks, men, women, and children, they've laid the murder game down. They have taught publicly that black people are marked, disfigured. The physical appearance, essence of ugliness, and they don't have anything to say about that. But we're supposed to listen to them for a future generation, for things to come. And we have those black medias who's gonna delete your message and possibly block you for sharing that link. Do you think how did you say it? Do you think that all skin folks are kin folks? Are you naive, brothers and sisters? Do you think that every black person is down for the program? So why is it that you cannot identify people who are against what you stand for? I'm not saying go on and fight physically, but learn to be selective. Some people will slow you down. They don't stand for much. They just have talking points. They just happen to dislike somebody. And now we can see people who are even elders align themselves with anybody that criticizes their opponent. It is pitiful. Do you think they will stop? Do you think that tomorrow or in 2 weeks' time or 2 months' time, they will wake up and be like, oh man, I'm wasting my time. I don't even look good. I'm going to stop. They have been doing it for years already. We have another debate now. Nothing wrong with Kwanzaa as long as what it is and where it comes from. It comes from the Jewish holiday Hanukkah. So I would say everything is wrong with Kwanzaa when it's presented as an African holiday, but it is a Jewish holiday that's been plagiarized. Plagiarism is wrong. We have to stop normalizing pseudos. The riparians have tried to do that. You had a guy who plagiarized so much, and everybody acting like they didn't see or they didn't hear anything. They were on some MCs act like they don't know. So my proposition when it comes to Kwanzaa, change the name. Because as long as you use the name, it ties this celebration to that founder who tortured black women and who was labeled a fraud, a faker, let's say, a faker by John Henry Clark. I've played the tape. Dr. John Henry Clark said it publicly, but MCs act like they don't know. So if we don't listen to those esteemed leaders, then which leaders are, esteemed, yes, leaders and elders, which elders are we going to listen to? Well, you see, World Funk Road changed the date at least. I don't mind. But I think the number one thing that should be done is a name change. But some people do celebrate it and they make money at the end of the year and they don't want to lose on that. Though they could still be making their money And changing the name will be one of the most revolutionary things that could be done in America. That will send a message worldwide. We don't approve fraudulent activity. We don't approve the physical mistreatment of black women. You've noticed that in some countries they have put down some statues, even of Gandhi, because many people don't know that Gandhi was negrophobic when he was young. And I don't know if he changed his views later on. In Ghana, they have put down his statue. So many statues of people who were racists have been put down. But here we are. Oh, no, I like Cookie. Come on now. We can do better, can't we? You see? So that's a proposition. I'm not going to hold my breath whether they listen to this or not, but we have to stop with the BS. As long as people celebrate Kwanzaa, I don't even want to hear them making any criticism towards me or anybody else. Because they are supporting somebody that tortured black women. When he was a leader of an organization, not when he was young and wild. But anyway, I digress. I digress. Why do we embrace fraudulent activities, fraudulent people? Not only Dr. John Henry Clark talked about Karenga torturing black women, he also talked about Karenga being an FBI informant. So what justification are you going to make now? If you believe that Dr. John Henry Clark was wrong, then feel free to say it. You have the right to say it. But Dr. John Henry Clark is not the only one who made that accusation towards Karenga. So what is your excuse? What is your justification? Then we have those who say, oh, well, no, we're not saying about Kwanzaa, nothing to do with Karenga. Stop lying. Stop lying. Like we have Christians running around, oh, it's all about Christmas and all that, nothing to do with Jesus Christ, please. Please. Like we're going to have some Muslims say, oh, I fast, I do Ramadan, and nothing to do with Muhammad, nothing to do with the Quran, nothing. Please. You have to learn to let go of some things. What is the message? We're going to tell the young brothers, don't violate women, and we celebrate every year a holiday by someone who tortured black women. Haven't you heard what Dale Jones said publicly? It's like they don't know. Legally, what is rape?
We haven't brought closure to Karenga. We let him build a holiday. The same one who set up Black Panthers in ambushes at UCLA and other places. The same one who tortured his wife and another woman brutally, sticking bottles in their vagina, using electrical shocks, and the FBI saved him.
And the FBI saved him. Dale Jones said that publicly. So they're going to say that Dr. John Henry Clark was wrong about that, that Dale Jones was wrong about that, and other people mentioned in Mukasa Africa Ma'a's article, Karenga's hunting ghosts. They are all wrong. So we're going to tell young brother, oh, that's bad. No, you shouldn't do that. You jumped the dude. You beat the dude. You robbed the dude. And every year you celebrate somebody that tortured black women. If you see some young people jumping a guy, beat him up, it's going to last a few seconds. Those women were tortured for I don't know how many days. That's worse than hypocrisy. That's worse than hypocrisy. Oh, no, young blood, no, you shouldn't do that. Shut the F up. Every year you celebrate somebody that tortured a black woman. You're in no position to give advices. I don't think I have the Judge Joe Brown clip, but I have the video. It's on my channel. They know my channel. MCs act like they don't know. They know the channel very well. They know the channel very well. They know what's up. They know what's up. No, I don't think I have it. How ridiculous is that? Scholars, PhDs, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees. Oh no, young brother, you shouldn't do that. Oh no, don't gang bang. Even gang bangers, they don't torture women for days. You might have some exceptions, but usually they don't do that. You see some fights, you see some dudes getting beat up. It lasts a few seconds, at worst a few minutes, and that's it. It doesn't last hours. It doesn't last for days. You're gonna have the nerve to criticize gang bangers? Ridiculous. Anyway, that's most of what I wanted to say. Some people are just going outside, man. Going out bad, man. Yes, the standard needs to be higher for us. Now, Wafong wrote, and Gandhi spent most of his life in South Africa. And when he was told to sit where the black people sit, he was offended. Didn't he use the term kafir, which is a derogatory term towards black people? Now, some people say, "Oh yeah, but it wasn't against them." We have people who accept bad behavior as long as it's not done against them. Making excuses, but when it's them, when it happens to them, picture anybody from the conscious community, any Pan-African, and his mother gets tortured. He's just gonna say, "Oh, he has a nice celebration, he has a nice book, so I give him a pass." No, they aren't gonna say that, but they don't care when it doesn't happen to them or their family members. Well, some people today, you see them publicly being cool with child molesters, and they want to give moral lessons. But an African who did not torture black women, who did not molest children, just because of where he's from, he's going to get disrespected. It's an inconvenient truth. It is an inconvenient truth. It is a mess. So, brothers and sisters, help me out. Let's be selective. Let's let the people know. And let's grow with other people that are going to slow us down. Some of you love these people. You like them. Do what you want to do. But wrongful things, wrongdoing is a fact. And there's levels to this. There's levels to this, man. I mean, we're talking about children being raped, women being raped, tortured and possibly raped. And we're going to give lessons, moral lessons. We're going to give advices. You know, deep inside, brothers and sisters, that's wrong. You know this. So we can do better. Some of you just love the crew. You love the teams. You see, they are numerous, so you want to be down with them. You see what Farrakhan said? A lot of people have expressed disagreement with that. But I guarantee you, some of them, you put them between FOIs, between NOI members, they'll be down with the program. Not many will have the courage to say, "No, I'm stepping out. I disagree with that." I'm not asking anybody to fight or insult anybody. But we have to be selective and we have to know what we stand for. But all those guys disrespecting Sekou, once again, they don't have any smoke for the people of European descent. They don't have any smoke for the Asiatic black men teaching that black folks are marked, disfigured, and the essence of ugliness. But just because somebody was born in a different geographic location, they have smoke and disdain for that person. I would say it's insanity if the word xenophobia did not exist. They've bet on the wrong team. They actually thought that somebody was going to mop the floor, that track field was going to mop the floor with Jabari. He had the nerve to say that. Now they are damaged emotionally. They don't know what to do or where to go. In their mind, okay, after track field crushes Jabari, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Things didn't go according to plan. Brothers and sisters, learn to take an L. We all take L's in our life. But if you take an L, you don't need to act like you just took a W, like you just won or something. That will make you delusional. Let's be selective. Those people have been putting us back. And please ask the elders. Please ask Professor Smalls and Professor Jeffries what they think about what's going on. I mean, who knows? I mean, I ain't even going to go there. I'm not in their mind, but, you know, they ain't going to condone that. They are not going to co-sign that. You all have a voice, brothers and sisters. I'm not asking you to insult anyone. I'm not asking you to go and fight anyone. But let us be selective, man. And let us not accept and make excuses for anti-Black sentiments, anti-Black statements. We don't need that. And that elitist mentality is not helping. It's clear they don't have any respect for Brother Sekou. And we know why. We know why. Stay safe, stay healthy. And if I'm allowed to by the Necheru, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I to do a Necheru hotel? Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge. No question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Netia class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.